All right, guys. So you are in for a treat. We got the amazing Kelly here, a client and a friend. What is going on?
I'm good. I'm good. Just, hanging in there, but I'm good. I'm blessed. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. So it's so funny because like I feel like when we turn on like record, it's like the voice box just all of a sudden changes.
It's like a
But
game show host.
right. But anyway, so I obviously we go way back like from LA Fitness days, and this is gonna be pretty dope to talk about considering the fact that we initially were in a situation where I proposed to you in person training. We
Yeah.
didn't go that route. And then obviously fast forward years later, like I think like 4 years later, we've gone the online route,
Yeah.
right? So let's talk about that. Before actually coming into my program,
Mhm.
what were your goals and what did you try before to accomplish them, and what success were you seeing prior to starting with me?
I think my goals were the same. So I'm 5'8.5", almost 5'9", quite slim, especially pre-pandemic. And my goals were always to tighten up my core. I feel like a lot of us tighten up the core, shrink the waist, and grow the glutes.
Of course.
Um, so I had been with LA Fitness, like I've had a membership now with LA Fitness, I want to say for 12 years. So at that point when I connected with you at LA Fitness, I had been there for a while, but you know, I wasn't I wasn't consistent. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know how to reach my goals. So I was just going and not really seeing, I don't think I've ever seen significant results because I've never been consistent. So I like work out for like 3 days a week. I just be eating regularly, eating whatever, because I didn't know what to eat for my goals. And then I take like 2 weeks off the gym, then go like once a week, just very sporadic. So I would say like I never really saw that much progress. But since being with you since November, I think we're like at the 6 month mark. I can
Yeah.
honestly say like I've seen so much progress. Inches have fallen off the waist.
Drop top. Let's
Um,
go. Let's go.
my eating has gotten better. So really changing my health lifestyle. Like I feel like it's a lifestyle shift. And I could see that I'm actually making significant strides to like the actual body type that I have in mind. And I think it's because of the accountability and an actual like strategy, like an actual plan, which I really didn't have because I'm not really I don't have that, health fitness knowledge, just kind of doing what I saw on Instagram.
Mhm. Okay, for anybody watching, I'm sure you can relate to that, right? We live in a day and age now where it's easy to just, okay, I'm going to save this one. You go
Yeah.
into the gym, you're like, okay, I saved all these random workouts, and you start doing them. But really, it's all about structure, like Kelly mentioned. So that's incredible, realizing, and I can see it. Like even like we haven't actually done a video call since the last time that we spoke, like since we first started, and I could see in your face like you're super
Yeah.
lean. The
I
picture,
can see that too. Like I was looking at my jawline the other day. I'm like, oh, okay, like I could see that in my face. Not that
yeah,
it's ever like huge, but I'm like, yeah, my face is looking way more defined. So
right,
yeah.
perfect word. Yes, definitely more defined. That's dope. So what changes have people noticed? Like what have people been saying? Like when Kelly comes into the room or comes into the house, what have people been
So actually the other day a friend of mine sent me a picture because I was at church. I was on at a Sunday service and like they take pictures and she's like, "Oh my gosh, your booty's gonna have to have its own zip code soon."
Damn.
Right? I'm like, obviously I'm like she's exaggerating, but people are starting to notice the waistline is definitely slimming down, the core is getting tighter, and the glutes are getting bigger, really. And then, I'm noticing too, I'm just slimmer. Like today I went to the gym before work. And like, my clothes, my gym sets are fitting differently. I'm like, I just feel more toned, more slim, just all around. I'm feeling good and looking better.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that. Feeling good and looking better. You see, there's a correlation between the two,
Yeah.
right? That's incredible. So now I know you mentioned accountability. You mentioned a lot of things. You mentioned program, you mentioned structure, you mentioned accountability. What would you say has been the number one reason that this program has worked for you above everything?
Well, I think you can have like a coach, like you can have the structure, you can have the accountability, but you have to be willing to, you know, collaborate or work in cooperation with your coach and be consistent. I think
Right.
that's the number one thing. Like you can have the coaching, you can have the program, you can have the structure, but you still have to do it. So you
Right.
still have to be consistent, follow through. I'm not gonna lie, there's times where I'm like, man, I should just lie on my meal plan and put out that I ate this. And I'm like, no, let me be honest and be accountable. I messed up today. I ate something I shouldn't have eaten. But just doing the work, I would say you have to actually do the work. And it's not, I don't feel like going to the gym all the time, but I try to like make sure I'm in there minimum like 4 times a week, even with my busy schedule. So it's really showing up and doing the work.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay, so let's talk now about tangible progress. And your transformation thus far is pretty unique. I mean, everyone has their own transformation, but yours is unique in the sense that there's a box of people who they don't understand that it's not all about the actual weight. And
Yeah.
they're seeing changes. They're like, oh my gosh, Jerome, but the scale won't move, right? Matter of fact, I actually had to, be what's the word? I guess a voice of reason with
Mhm.
somebody, or no, I had to give a reassuring word to somebody the other day that was like, oh my gosh, the scale's not going down. I'm feeling better though. The inches are dropping. And I
Yeah.
sent her the message that you sent me the other day when you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually working. And I
Yeah.
told her about your weight and how that's been fluctuating,
Yeah.
right? So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, your weight didn't go down that much, but like inch wise, how much inches have you dropped since starting this program?
So when I started 6 months ago, I was like 35 something, and now I'm
Mm.
like 29 something. Yeah.
Woo! You
So
say you're like snatch something? Is that what you said?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah, 29 something. All right, so we'll say 29. We'll say 29. So 6 inches off the waist, but guys, she only lost about like I think at the lowest it was like 8 pounds.
Yeah, so my weight fluctuates. So I started at 180. The lowest I've been is 173, but it fluctuates between like 173, 175. I would say like I'm probably 175 around there. I think that's the average. So I haven't lost that much, like according to the scale weight, but just in the way my body's looking, I know I've lost fat but gained muscle.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like I already had told you my
Yeah.
transformation story. Like you could only imagine how much the scale was like going up and down throughout
Yeah,
my
yeah.
own journey. So yeah, it's definitely good to again have that voice of reason where because you would have probably been going crazy and thinking it's not working, this is a waste of time.
Yeah, definitely.
You not
It can
realize.
even it can be discouraging sometimes, like jumping on the scale and I'm like, oh my gosh, it went up 2 pounds again. But like I judge by pictures, like the pictures really tell me a difference and just how I feel in my clothes. I can tell that I'm really slimming down.
100%. And then obviously, external feedback from others, that's gonna solidify things, probably even more than the changes you notice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now let me ask you this because we all know that in-person training is something that people generally think they need. Like if I don't get in-person training, there's no way I'm gonna get results. So what do you say to that person that really wants to make change in their life? They want a leaner physique, healthier physique, but they don't believe in-person training could work for them. I mean, sorry, they don't believe that online training could work for them. What do you say to that person that's skeptical?
Get in the gym and try. I mean, it's I think the program that you offer, like it's very structured, it has videos, detailed videos, so even if you don't know how to do something, all the information is there. And yeah, it's intimidating, especially if you're very new to it, but like once you get the hang of it, once you put yourself out there, once you try, like you'll do just fine. And I used to feel the same way. I remember the first time I walked into the gym, I was like lost in the sauce. Like there was elderly women working out, killing it. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
you know what? Like, even if you don't know, follow the program or ask. You can even ask for help. Like, people are so helpful in the gym. And so many people are in your same shoes where we're just figuring it out. But I think you could definitely do it on your own. And it also creates independence and ownership. So you take ownership of your, your weight loss, being in the gym. You take ownership of that. And it's best to know how to do it on your own, because what if tomorrow Jerome gets rich and he's like, I'm moving to Saudi Arabia and starting my business there. I'm out of here. At least you still have the
Oh.
foundation you can build on. So yeah, that's what I would say.
100%. Well said. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on and giving your testimonial, however you want to coin it. These things don't even happen if you don't actually put in the work, like you said, taking ownership, girding up your loins, if you will, and saying, you know what, I'm going to make change. Because the reality of it is there's been people that have come into my program and didn't take ownership, right?
Yeah.
And you clearly were not one of those people. And that's why you're succeeding. That's why you're crushing it. And I'm excited. This is still only the beginning. We got so much time. We got a greater goal that we're going to be moving towards. So let's get it, guys. If you're watching this right now, don't slip. Because by the time months, or not even months, yeah, by the time this year is done, Kelly's gonna have abs. And where
I really am.
where are you guys gonna be at? So take heed, get started, DM me the word results. Let's get this popping. Thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All righty, we'll talk soon. God bless.
Okay, take care.
All right, peace.